Hey Cosmo, knowing that you are lurking, come and join us. It would be relatively nice to talk to you on the forums before you neck yourself. I have some questions for you. Is there any chance you'd answer? Okay, so my name is Narcissa, right? I'm strictly and firmly Narcissa. So every time you call me Cosmo, I consider that to be a sign of disrespect. Which doesn't surprise me because this is Kiwi Farms, which is basically a place that promotes bullying of other people. And I guess you see lots of bigotry around as well. So it doesn't surprise me that you would not respect who I am. However, I will answer your first question. Do I think I'm attractive? I think that I'm not always attractive, but I certainly can be attractive, and sometimes I'm very attractive. Number two. Actually, wait, let's go back. So I look in the mirror and I really think I'm beautiful, like a lot. And I mean, sometimes it's not like that, but I think that's true of like everybody. It's like, I don't know, like sometimes you look good and sometimes you don't. And that's just like kind of how it is. But yes, I think I'm attractive. What am I gonna do when my reflexes slow down? End up getting trashed by younger speedrunners. I have a lot of interests outside of speedrunning. I'm just like still kind of focused on doing some stuff with speedrunning, Breath of the Wild, and lately Beetle Adventure Racing, and maybe Castlevania 64 in the future. And I'm still interested in other gaming stuff like Smash, but I've also shown a lot of interest in like a wide variety of things. Actually, the game that I made, it doesn't require like reflexes. It's not like a game like that. It's sort of like you have a set amount of time to make a decision. So it allows you to use like your intellect, but it doesn't hurt your hands so much because you don't have to be constantly doing input. So that's like one exploration of something that does not necessarily use your hands so hard. But also, I guess I'm also interested in the development of brain-to-computer interfaces as that gets improved over time. Just like different ways of interacting with technology and computing devices. Because the hand strain issue is a very real one, it shows kind of like a limitation of how humans are right now, and like I'm sure that as long as we don't destroy ourselves, we will overcome a lot of our limitations over time. I think that's very fair to say. Question 3. Do you ever miss being relatively important, lol? Like you were when you were a decent speedrunner, now that you're not. Oh, I'm still a decent speedrunner. I'm still a very talented speedrunner, but yes, I'm not popular anymore. I'm not, as you might say, relatively important. And yeah, I've expressed a lot of angst about that, like a lot, and much to the dismay of everyone who tries to follow me and support me during this time of my life. But I've had those feelings pent up for a long time, and I've been, well, not pent up, more like just kind of like constantly letting out those feelings. So if you were around for a lot of my streams or noticed like a lot of the things that I output, you would have picked up on that. So I feel like you don't really know who I am very well. You probably just get an impression of who I am via this forum, Kiwi Farms. It's probably like where you see most of what I do. Of course, Kiwi Farms is like a bullying forum, so it's a really biased perspective against me. Alright, would I consider putting a vote in the poll? The poll's about when am I gonna kill myself. So ideally I don't kill myself, right? Like ideally that doesn't happen. I've had mood swings and I've thought about suicide before, and I think even though I haven't engaged in physical self-harm, I've probably engaged in like digital brand destruction, which is a form of self-harm because my digital self is absolutely a part of me, a direct extension of myself. So, like, ideally I don't, but it also kind of sucks to see that this forum is out there with all these people, like, eagerly awaiting my death. It just kind of feels like humanity is a bunch of vultures. Not all of humanity, there's a lot of good in humanity, but there's this kind of, contingent of humanity? Well, there's this group of humanity that, is out there, and like that's actually one of the reason why I'm making the videos about this, because I'm trying to bring a little bit more attention to the fact that a place like Kiwi Farms exists, and it's a net negative for humanity. But as we're a very primitive species right now, this kind of stuff exists, I guess. But anyway, I think I've answered your questions pretty fairly, so goodbye.